Hello and welcome. We are going to, if you've already clicked on this and watching it, you already know, we're going to talk about the mission to the moon that, from what I understand, is supposed to happen November of 2024, next year. So we're a ways away from that. But we're going to do a reading on it because that's just what I feel like doing. And I hope you guys enjoy. We're using the Field Tarot. And if you are not familiar with these types of readings that I do, I purposely go out of my way to not get more information from like mainstream. That way I can be as unbiased as possible. And usually these readings come from intuition. So this is not the reading itself, but the reason I'm doing them. Just like a little backstory. I've never really explained this before, but what happens is like I'll see something like on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or whatever in daily life, hear it on the radio, whatever. And I'll go, that would make a good tarot reading. And when I do that, if it then keeps popping in like it's a synchronicity and I feel like it's a synchronicity, then I stop allowing myself to consume any more information on that. So I do get a little bit of information ahead of time, just, so I know what I'm talking about and what questions to ask, which I didn't plan questions this time. We're winging it. But yes, so that's what we're doing. I already did that. And that's how I do these readings. So we're going to look at the mission to Mars. And I believe the reason that I've seen much about it, not super much, but like it keeps coming into my awareness, is because I believe they announced the crew recently, so that could be why it's popping up a bunch. But I feel like this is something that might be interesting for us to read on. So we'll see how it goes. Interesting. The cover, or there's not a glare on there, is there? There's like the moon, sun, and like the day and night, and it's almost like a mountain touching it. So that's kind of synchronous. But yeah, so I don't even know. Usually I think about it a lot and I lay out specific questions, but I'm going to kind of wing it and just ask for, what should we know, and see if that leads to more questions. So what can we know? Oh yeah, hi. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and I do these random kind of current event type tarot readings, as well as witchy unboxing videos and Metaphysical Mondays where we talk about magical stuff. So if you're into that, check out some videos and subscribe if you're feeling it. I'm not here to teach you anything, simply to, spark something that might help you, on your journey. Clarity. Okay, so my rules for jumpers. I don't take jumpers unless they do what this one just did and flip out while I'm shuffling and land right back in there facing me. That is not a jumper. The other rule is if it falls somewhere on the table, on the floor, on my lap, whatever, and it is face up, then it was meant to be in the reading. But if it's face down, I'm not taking it. That was me being a Butterfingers. First thing that pops out is the Ace of Swords. So swords are that air energy. We're talking about ideas, learning, communication, things that are of that air quality, things that you would associate with air. So like learning, things that have to do with your head, your noggin, your brain, that kind of stuff. And of course, physical air type things as well. So this could be indicating, literally we're shooting a rocket to space. Hello. That could just be like, yes, we know what we're talking about. You may proceed. But also getting that clarity. I like to see this as an idea as well. Like somebody getting, I want to see an Ace of Swords card where it's a light bulb. Like it's like literally that's what I get from that particular card in almost every deck, is like a light bulb. So like an idea, something. I'd almost want to get like an inspiration kind of, but that might be a little more wandsy. But I'm feeling for this reading that this is telling us like somebody figured something out. They learned something. They found something as a big idea, and I feel like they're wanting to see where it leads. One of the bits of information, let me go ahead and lay out what I do know, what I believe I know to be true about the Artemis mission to the moon in November 2024. I know that. I also know that I believe there is one woman on the crew. I think it's a crew of 4, not 100% sure. I believe there is one woman, and I believe there are 1 or 2 minorities represented in this crew as well. I do know that much. And the one like clip that I saw was one of the people in charge of the mission from NASA saying that the purpose of the mission is to test things out, to try things on the moon that they could use that would help like use the moon's, you know, as like an intermediary kind of, those are my words, not his, between Earth and Mars. So the idea that I understand is that they are trying to test out equipment and see what they can, you know, get useful. And oh, also he said that they believe there is ice on the moon. I believe that as well. Like on the other side of the moon, they say that. Now, you know, I'm not going to go down that conspiracy theory about the moon being hollow. It's like a satellite or whatever people are saying. The moon is a celestial body, in my opinion. Feel free to argue in the comments. I'm not going to argue back. Your opinion belongs to you, and you're entitled to it. But he said that NASA believes there is ice on the moon and that they could use water to power things that will help get us to Mars so that we can more easily get to Mars, whatever. I talked about Mars a little bit in Elon Musk, I think it was like, who the fuck is Elon Musk, is the title of the video. It was from a couple of years ago, basically wanting to know why he wants to colonize Mars, because he specifically says that. He wears t-shirts that say it, or did, I don't know. Anyways, they found hematite on the moon, which is like a rust material. They found rust on the moon. So yeah, in order for rust to be present, there must be some source of water of some kind. So that, I feel like that I needed to lay that out. Okay, back to the reading. All right, so what else? Okay, so there might be an idea that has happened or a discovery of some sort that is leading them. So maybe the discovery of ice, maybe they are actually more certain than they're leading on. That could be as well. So let's see, what else can we know about the Artemis mission to the moon in November 2024? Okay. The moon. Are you, for real? I feel like this deck is kind of screwing with me at this point. Yes, we're going to the moon. Yes, you understand what the reading is about. Thank you for that confirmation. Now, some information. What could you give us? Okay. Oh, this could... So this, I feel like this mission may not go as well as we want it to. I don't like this vibe. It's almost like I'm getting a breakup kind of vibe, obviously. I mean, I feel like that's super blatantly obvious. The Two of Cups being about union, right? Joining of forces, that kind of thing. Now, this could be talking about perhaps another country wanting to kind of collaborate on this endeavor and it not going well. Or the mission itself is like giving like breakup vibes, right? Getting more of that sword energy too. So almost like I'm getting with these two kind of like touching the way I put them unintentionally because there's no spread. I'm really kind of getting like the idea that they had is just not going to work out the way they planned, or perhaps maybe almost like someone's going to beat them there kind of energy. I'm really drawn to the fact that these plants feel like they're on the moon. There's like flowers on the moon. So what's on the moon is kind of like, maybe there's something unexpected on the moon that is going to affect the trajectory of things. Kind of getting like discovery, flowers on the moon, not good energy. Sorrow is the keyword they included on this deck. I also do see this card as a healing kind of card, because whenever there is that kind of trauma or pain, that also indicates that there is healing that needs to take place. Getting kind of the healing vibe from this as well. Now the two being about things kind of coming together. It's like a backwards energy. 3, then 2. It's almost like we're kind of going backwards. So whatever I feel like they think they're going to discover may not be the case. That could be what that's saying. Other option that I'm seeing here is that it could be that it's just a collaboration, like a failed collaboration regarding the moon. So let's see if we can get some more cards on that. Let's just do some clarifiers. Let's clarify this Three of Swords, please. Let's clarify this Three of Swords. Okay, I feel like I need to move the cards. Okay. Okay, that's what I feel like I should do. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh. What? Okay. Look at the... Okay. Look at these two cards. They are almost the same exact background. Like, initially I saw this as kind of like checkerboard, because this like has the dark sky here, this has the dark sky here, and then this is kind of more bright energy. It looked kind of like, if you squint your eyes a little bit, it's giving like a checkerboard, which I feel like kind of drawn me to noticing the similarities of the background here. Just like the galaxy, like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. But yeah, like that's kind of a theme in the deck anyways. But also, like, these three have this horizon line in like the same place, which could be just like how they design the cards. That's where they want the horizon to be in the cards. But they're not quite in the same place, these ones. This one's a little bit farther back, but I'm drawn to the horizon. So what could the word horizon mean for this? I'm not sure. Let's go back to clarifying and then we'll get to that. Okay, let's clarify. Can we get more details on this Three of Swords? I mean, it didn't fall back in the deck. I'm going to set that one off to the side. That's that Chariot card, that movement. Okay. Also, like kind of a balance, a charging through, pushing through. Perseverance is kind of another word that I get for that. So keywords that I'm pulling out keywords, which doesn't always happen when I'm reading. Keywords, perseverance, and the keyword horizon. So keeping I want to write those down almost. I want to write those down. Do I have paper around here? Okay, I'll wait till the end. All right. I mean, I could always rewatch this and write it down, huh? Duh. Okay. Can we clarify this Three of Swords, please? More details on this Three of Swords. Okay. Okay. Cut. Don't always feel the cut. Feeling like I need to cut it. Queen of Cups. Intuition. Okay. One more. The Magician. Okay, so now we have two major arcana cards here. Magician and Intuition going together. That is a very cool combo. Similar garb, the similar hair. This could be the Queen of Cups is the Magician. So when you think about the Queen of Cups, we're talking about emotions. That cup energy is water, so things that are flowing. We have this ocean out here. Okay. So the horizon in these two cards is not a land horizon. Like I mean, it's an ocean horizon. I don't know if there's a significant difference between the two, like as regards to like a spiritual meaning or anything. But I feel like there is something being pointed out here to me that I can't, I'm kind of reaching to get it. But the horizon being, off of the ocean in these two cards, and they're not even the same suit. This is a major arcana card. So interesting, that I'm getting that horizon line popping out again. And this having to do with water. So what did I say in the beginning about what I do know about this is that they believe, and maybe again with that, like I said earlier in the reading, maybe they know more than they believe, that there is ice or water on the moon. I feel like this may be... Okay, my apologies. I went to check and see how long this reading had been going on for and discovered that it had stopped recording a while ago. So I have to remember what I was saying and recap real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. So what I was saying, I guess, about, I don't know if I have already said this, so I apologize again if it's a repeat. But I feel like this is making these feel reversed to me. Having them, let's move these aside for now, having them kind of clarifying that Three of Swords, is that Three of Swords is almost flipping these cards for me into almost a reverse meaning. I feel like the disappointment, it's showing that there's a disappointment with the water. So I don't know if that is something that is like this discovery that they thought that they made, or they were maybe even certain of, about water being able to fuel whatever tools or equipment. If that's even what they're doing with the water, I don't know. But yeah, so that's to recap the clarification here. I feel like this may be telling us that there is disappointment with the water here. Like they thought there was an abundance of water. And I feel like this is showing like there's disappointment with that. That's where the sorrow is. And I'm feeling like that this Queen of Cups energy, this like nurturing, almost like there's a way to soothe that. The Magician, almost giving illusion. The Moon would be illusion. That would be like a meaning or an interpretation of the Moon card would be illusion. The Magician here also is kind of giving that vibe as well. It's like the Magician is trying to make the water come to them. So it's kind of giving that like they may have to kind of coax water somehow, or maybe even coax the people into believing that they have used it when they didn't. I just getting like illusion, things not going the way they planned, disappointment having to do with the water energy here. And then these ones came out to clarify this Two of Cups. And I had also brought this down a little closer because I was starting to feel like this was actually going to be part of this. This is giving that dichotomy is the word that's popping in, but that we have this like masculine, feminine, dark and light. So it's kind of giving that like almost maybe even a balanced appearance, like with the Three of Swords, maybe like a disruption of balance, that kind of thing. We were talking about earlier in the reading, possibly having a meaning of collaboration that it gets canceled, and then these came out. So I'm going to elaborate on these. Try and remember what I said while it wasn't recording. But the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that you've invested in. You've put time, you've put money, you've put energy, you've put feeling, you've put, really that feeling with these cups energy, because that water is about, your feelings. So I feel like a lot of emotion went into this. And I feel like with this Eight of Cups being about retreat, about, cutting your losses kind of energy, that I also want to still touch on the possibility of a collaboration being canceled. Now, this could be the whole thing being scrapped, the whole mission being scrapped, also potentially getting delays in the mission for this reading. Then we had the Four of Swords come out, more sword energy. So we're looking at a lot of water energy here in these cups cards. Water with the Moon as well, water in this Magician card, because the Magician uses all of the elements, right? We have the tools at our disposal, and I feel like there may be some coaxing necessary to overcome a disappointment with the mission. But we have that water energy in those two major cards as well. And we have a Moon here in the Chariot card, giving a little bit more of that water energy. So this could be specifically about water, or it could be, the metaphysical aspects of water. So feeling, flow, going with the flow, following the course, the current, right? So kind of getting that as well there for that, all of that water and air energy from these three swords. So it's all about air and water. So I feel like that's going to be important results of the mission, or important possibility of maybe a turn that's being taken in the mission. I really felt that Chariot come in when I was speaking about that, and I lost what it was trying to show me. That perseverance. What else is with that Chariot? What else is with that Chariot that's trying to come through? Okay, I'm going to keep talking about what I was talking about. Hopefully it pops back in. This Four of Swords is rest. This is like a meditation card. If you were to ask me, this would indicate taking a break, pausing, and the key word that they include on this deck is rest, which I agree with 100%. So I feel like there may be a pause, delay, or some sort of overcoming. Okay, overcoming with the Chariot. It's coming back. overcoming. Okay, so coaxing out, okay, I'm getting chills now. Coaxing something out with the water, coaxing something out of the water, and having to overcome an obstacle. Obstacles, overcoming. That's what the Chariot card was trying to push in there. There's maybe an obstacle that needs to be overcome here as well. Okay, so going back to the Four of Swords, I feel like this is there. I feel like there may be a delay or something stops the mission. It could be specifically because we were clarifying the Two of Cups here regarding a collaboration. So maybe collaboration failure, or I'm getting mission failure kind of popped in. I don't know if that was intuitive or if that was just my brain, but not mission failure. Failure is a big word, so that might be keyword to include as well for future reference. I like to look back on these readings to see how close I was. The Britney Spears reading, I pulled something intuitively about the sister and a book, and indeed, the Britney's sister, I don't remember her name, did in fact release a book, and I was like, yeah, I got that. So anyways, I do like to look back on these, so I may punch some of those keywords in the comments for me to reflect on later, or for anyone else, if you're interested. But anyways, I do feel like there's a delay, a disruption, a disappointment involved in this mission. Almost, I'm not getting that it's not going to succeed. I'm not getting that they're not going to complete the mission. I'm not getting anything like that. I just do see a lot of setbacks. I see some pulling out. I see setbacks. I see disappointment, having to really overcome some obstacles here. I really feel in the Chariot connecting to the Magician in this reading. But yeah, so let's go ahead and wrap it up with that. Do I have any more questions from this? I like to wrap it up with advice, but there's nothing that has to do with us necessarily. My favorite question to ask with these readings, one last question: how does this mission affect humanity? That is my favorite question to ask in these readings. How does this affect humanity? Okay. Those were going to land there. I'm going to leave it. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let me finish this shuffle. I'm going to do a new full shuffle, and I'm going to set these cards right here. What do we got? The Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Discs or Pentacles, nurture. God, remember we had that from here too. That interesting representation for the Queen of Pentacles to be pregnant. That is interesting, because we usually associate that nurturing and that motherly kind of maternal energy from the Queen of Cups or the Empress, and we're getting kind of that Empress vibe from the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is about that earth energy, and I did ask how it would affect humanity, which has to do with earth, so we finally get that earth energy pulled up. But okay, the cycle of life. So I feel like this has to do with the cycle of life, because the Wheel of Fortune also signifies cycles to me. It's about which way are you turning and who's in control of the wheel, right? But that we have this circle behind her, discs, circle, I'm getting cycle of life, the gestation cycle, and, more water, the amniotic fluid, giving more water energy to this as well. I feel like it'll affect the Earth's cycles. I'm feeling long-term, not immediately, they're not going to go there, discover water, and then all of a sudden things are going to shift on Earth and that kind of stuff. It's not going to be sudden. It's going to be a slow trickle. Trickle is the word that came up. Cool word to associate that with water. But I feel like the life cycle, something along those lines, that's how it could affect. I am gonna, like I said, do another full shuffle and pull a card. These were kind of jumpers. They didn't go specifically back in the deck, so let's still pull another card. But yeah, that's interesting there. That's an interesting how it may affect humanity, and it's literally life. This is the life changing. Let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles. Practical minded, right? This is a leader with practicality in mind. Efficiency is another word that feels like it needs to be set up here. So maybe there's a retry, this cycle, they may have to start over. They may have to start the whole thing over for the mission. but it may like start something new, like a birth, like something is gestating, that is kind of maybe waiting for this. So this mission to, you know, find a different discovery or figure out a way to overcome whatever obstacle that may be helpful to overcome specific obstacles here on Earth as well. So that could be how that's affecting humanity. But let's do another shuffle here. So I feel like I flubbed that one a little bit. How does this mission to the moon affect humanity here on Earth? Okay. Competition, Five of Wands. Five of Wands, competition. I kind of like that word for this card. I feel like that's more, the Five of Wands is more like opposing energies or conflict. So there may be something to do with this mission that causes some type of conflict. In this particular deck, they are not conflicting. These wands are not, you know, approaching each other or crossing in any way. They are in alignment is the word that I want to say for that. They are aligned. So I feel like there may be some competition or conflict associated with maybe who was there first, like having to do with that collaboration from earlier. I feel like there may be a little conflict on Earth between kind of countries, I guess. Like I feel like each one of these represents a country, so there may be 5 countries or 5 organizations, we'll say, like NASA type organizations. Like we have NASA, there's like that SpaceX thing that Elon Musk did, and then is doing, whatever, and then I feel like there's another organization that was created recently. Oh my gosh, I don't remember what it's called. The Space Force or something. Like it sounds very sci-fi. But it could be different organizations conflicting on Earth about either how to proceed with new discoveries, or, you know, how to birth whatever is gestating. Kind of getting that as well. But I feel like overall it's like an aligned competition or an aligned or organized conflict, or conflict that was kind of maybe planned in advance, possibly, potentially. So that is where I'm going to wrap this reading. I hope that things go well and nobody is harmed. I don't see anything in that way. I feel like this is all kind of like emotional disappointments regarding that, to just like recap that. So yeah, that's the reading. Let's see what happens. Time will tell. And if you're watching this after the mission, I don't know, like leave a comment if you're watching this like in the future. I'm talking to the future, time traveling. If you're watching this after the mission's completed, like comment on it so it'll like notify me in the app so that I can rewatch this reading. So yes, if you have any suggestions for readings like this, I'm open to them in the comments. I'm kind of going off a little bit of my 2023 bingo card as well, so some of these will come from that. So yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next video. Always remember, the magic you seek is within you. Have a blessed day.